A city hospital, 8 p.m. An unexpected visitor has just arrived, bearing unwelcome tidings. A disease so new the textbooks haven't recorded it. This, then, is its first case history, documented from the medical files of the Twilight Zone.
I'm Nurse Hendricks. May I help you?
It's my eyes. I need to see the doctor.
Get Dr. Peterson. Here, let me take a look.
No,
Please, we can't help you if we don't know
no,
what's wrong with you.
Don't you touch me. I'll show the doctor. Get me the doctor immediately.
Name?
Jean Reed, Mrs. Jean Reed.
Address?
1705 Fairmont Street. Please, where is the doctor? I've got to see him.
Dr. Peterson is on his way. Please, take a seat.
No, there isn't much time. Oh, God. No, it's too late.
What's too late?
Don't you understand? I can't see. I'm blind.
Let me see. Come with us, please. Morning, Missy.
There must be something you can do.
I'm sorry. If you try the clinic, maybe.
The clinic's full. My wife, she hasn't been well. She's trying to hide it, but I think maybe it's her heart. All we need is somebody to look at her. Maybe a day or two in here.
Mr. Wells, without medical insurance or some guarantee of payment, we simply cannot admit her. I'm sorry. It's hospital policy. There's nothing I can do.
Must be her. What kind of a hospital is this? Aren't you supposed to look after sick people?
I couldn't help overhearing. You all right?
I'm fine. It's not my decision. It's hospital policy. I think people would understand that.
Got it. Mrs. Hendricks, Mrs. Reed is asking for you. She says she has to talk to you. She was quite insistent.
You wanted to see me, Mrs. Reed?
Yes. Hello. Won't you sit down, please?
I have a great deal of work to do, Mrs. Reed.
I have something to tell you. Sit down, please.
Dr. Robbins. Calling Dr. Robbins.
Mrs. Hendricks, we're alike, I think. You and I.
Mrs. Reed, I don't even know you, and I don't think you know me.
No, but I sense that we're alike. We are two of a kind.
Mrs. Reed, shouldn't you be sleeping?
You're changing the subject, of course. I know because I used to do the same thing. It's easier, isn't it? Prescribe a pill, suggest a nap, anything so you don't have to think about a person or talk to them. Am I right?
Sleep is the best thing for you. Dr. Friedman will be in at 9. He's our chief of staff and one of the finest eye specialists in the country. You'll feel much better after he talks to you.
Oh, I feel all right now, Mrs. Hendricks. It's you I'm worried about.
It's very kind of you. Now get some rest. Look, I don't care what your figures show. My phone bill is wrong. Yes. No, it's not. It's $50 higher than it should be. Well, computers make mistakes. No, I don't want to hold.
You look like you need a vacation, Claire.
It's just the way people treat you sometimes. You want to... Never mind. What can I do for you?
You talked to Mrs. Reed yesterday. Did she say anything about her family? Her husband?
Not that I recall. Why?
He's here.
Did he come in about his wife?
No, he didn't even know she was here. Emergency picked up the call about an hour ago. He was calling for help. An ambulance just brought him in. He's gone blind, Claire, without apparent cause.
It's contagious?
He claims he's had it since last night. If it's contagious, she picked it up from him.
But if she knew...
Knew. I left him there and came in here to save herself. He says he begged her not to leave him. He must have passed out. Fear, I guess. When he came to, she was gone. He crawled around the house until he could find a telephone.
It's hard to believe.
When she came in here, she knew exactly what was happening. She must have seen it happen to him. Mr. Reed? It's Dr. Peterson.
Do you have any news? What's causing this?
I'm afraid we don't know yet.
Then leave me alone.
Mr. Reed, I'm Nurse Hendricks. Would you like to be in a room with your wife? We can arrange it.
I wouldn't share her air if it was the last oxygen on this planet. Do you have any idea what it's like to wake up blind, alone, calling for someone over and over who isn't there, realizing that you've been abandoned? I don't want to talk to her, or to you, or to anyone until somebody can tell me they found a cure. Leave me alone. I don't care what happens to her. Don't you understand? I don't care.
There you are. You both better come downstairs. All hell's breaking loose.
I have to see a doctor immediately.
I'm sorry, sir. There are other people ahead of you.
No, but you don't understand. I have to see a doctor, please. Who's in charge here? This is an emergency.
Wait your turn. You're just the same as everybody else here.
Please,
Who do you think you are? Go to the end of the
I
line.
can't see anything, please.
Neither can I. Go to the end of the line.
Come and help me, please.
Get to the end of the line.
I can't see.
I'm right here. It's all right.
I was at work. I'm not really sure what happened.
All right, we'll take care of you.
Blind, They're all blind.
Stone blind, we used to call it, but blindness is not new. This growth, this ocular window shade is utterly beyond my experience. I've been informed that the Center for Disease Control in Atlanta has put out a full alert, and that the Surgeon General has convened an emergency meeting in Washington with some of our top physicians. Any delay in responding to this could cost us dearly.
Agreed. Is there any clue to the origin of the disease?
I've had Dr. Gordon in constant touch with Atlanta on that very subject. He went home for a fast shower and change of clothes. He should have been back by now.
Dr. Gordon came in an hour ago. He's blind.
My God. We've had reports of an estimated 500 cases in New York City. Los Angeles is running about the same. Seems we have an epidemic on our hands.
What about the press?
Not being very helpful, are they? From some of the reports I've read, unless we find something constructive to say soon, we'll have a full-blown panic on our hands. People are scared.
There must be something we can do.
There is, and we are. But this is the difficult part. Waiting for someone to come up with a cause. Once we have that, we can proceed. Until then, all we can do is keep running tests and wait. When did you last get some sleep?
I don't know.
Then go home. Get some rest. Consider that an order. You too, Eddie. I need my staff alert and clear-headed. Understand?
All right, but I'll be back for my regular shift tonight.
Ditto.
Who is it?
It's me, Claire Hendricks.
Oh, I'm glad you come to see me. Please, sit down. You must be exhausted. The others were talking about you, how hard you work. They call you a dedicated woman.
Is that what they call me? Dedicated?
Yes, they used to call me that, too. I was very businesslike. Nothing bothered me. Why did you come to visit me?
I don't know. I was on my way home.
Dr. Henderson.
Yes. Normally you don't visit much, do you? The other nurses mentioned that, too. Is it because you sense it, too? That we're two of a kind, you and I?
I should let you get some sleep.
Look, I know what's happening to us. I know how it's happening, and I know why it's happening. Would you like to hear, Claire?
Yes?
It's because we're monkeys. Remember, see no evil, speak no evil, hear no evil. We used to be courteous, didn't we? We used to care. We used to rise up in outrage if someone was in pain or abused or unsheltered. But now, don't you see? We've cut ourselves off from so much. We refuse to see what's going on around us. We turn a blind eye to the pain. Now it's catching up with us. Now it truly is a blind eye.
That's preposterous.
Is it?
I heard your husband went blind first, and you abandoned him. Is that true?
He just gotten a call that his mother died. They weren't very close. When he heard, it was like someone discussing the weather. That's when he became a monkey. And I ran. Yes, I ran to save myself. Now I'm a monkey, too.
This new growth is irritated and inflamed. The ocular muscles are functioning normally, though, which leads us to believe the eye itself is undamaged, though shuttered away beneath a curtain of flesh. There is a chance that surgery can remove this flesh curtain without injuring the eye, but we won't know for certain until we try it.
There's still no news from Atlanta on possible causes?
They may have a theory, but they're being pretty tight-lipped about it until they can confirm. They estimate that at the present rate, the number of those afflicted could reach 100,000 by week's end.
What about the issue of quarantine?
I can confirm that it's being discussed, but that's all. Because there's always a chance that it may not be a disease at all, but some sort of latent mutation triggered by some change in the environment.
What's got 100 arms, 100 legs, 50 heads, and no eyes? The south wing of the hospital.
Could I have your attention? I have just received a fax from Washington. At 1700 hours on the 10th of April, that would be only hours before the first case was discovered, an explosion was reported at a top-secret biological research lab in Alaska. It is presumed that certain unstable forms of bacteria may have been released into the atmosphere. It is estimated that their effects could be unpredictable. It is fairly certain that the bacteria released cannot survive long outside the laboratory. I suggest we adjourn.
Claire,
Hello, Eddie.
I thought you were going home.
I was, but there's no reason to go home. Jim and I have separated. We moved out.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Nothing acrimonious. It's all very calm and sensible. We just stopped connecting. We led our separate lives like two strangers just sharing the same space. No connection, no involvement, just lost in our indifference. came in here tonight, I started thinking about me, about all of us. She's right, Eddie. We're monkeys.
Claire, you're not making any sense.
Do you know, I can't remember the last time I looked a patient in the eye. Somewhere along the line, I stopped treating them as individuals. They're just numbers to me. They don't have life stories. They have charts.
I'm no different than you.
But you are.
Look, you're an excellent nurse. It's just part of the job.
And isn't that a fine excuse? Isn't that a comfortable bandage on our diminished humanity? The phone company overcharges us. There's nothing they can do about it. We turn sick people away because they don't have the right insurance. It's just part of the job. So we lie to ourselves and cut ourselves off further and further because there's so much pain in the world.
Claire, you were in the meeting with us. You heard the reports from Washington just as I did. We know what the cause is now, without a shadow of a doubt. If you keep chasing this around and around in your head, you're just...
There's something happening, Eddie. That report doesn't explain why only some people are susceptible and some aren't. What does it say in the Bible? If thine eye offend thee, pluck it out.
Stop it. You're upset. This has all been a terrible strain on all of us. What you need to do is go home. Get some sleep.
Yes, I'm sure that'll solve everything. Good night, Eddie.
Oh, God. Oh. Oh, my. Help me. Somebody. Help.
Claire, it's okay.
Oh.
It's okay, I'm here. Claire, it's me.
I'm blind, Eddie. I'm blind. Steve.
Dr. Friedman.
Ah, Eddie. Good. Thank you. Dr. Peterson will play guide dog for a while. How's Claire?
She's the same. No vision.
None at all?
Oh, I'm afraid. Mrs. Reed, good. I was hoping to see you. It's Dr. Peterson here.
Yes.
I was wondering if you could drop by Mrs. Hendricks' room. Maybe help cheer her up a little bit. She thinks a lot of you.
Of course, I'd be glad to.
There's...
Mrs. Hendricks? It's me, Jean. Can I visit for a while?
Of course.
Well, isn't it exciting? We're going to see you again. Operation works. 20 out of 20 successful in L.A. Dr. Friedman's getting his this afternoon, and I'm tomorrow. And you? When are they planning to operate on you?
They're not.
They're what?
The operation isn't really the answer. You said it yourself, remember? You're right.
No, but that was before we knew about the bacteria, before we...
Now we have an easy answer. Solid and uncomplicated. But it won't last. It'll happen again. And they'll come up with something else. But what happens when we run out of solutions? Easy answers.
It's time to go now, Mrs. Reed.
Wait, Dr. Peterson. Aren't they going to operate on Mrs. Hendricks?
No. An operation isn't the answer in her case.
Well, then how will she ever see again?
She'll see again, Mrs. Reed. It'll just take her a little longer.
Enigma, draped in hospital sheets and self-imposed darkness, with the added sobering thought that Claire Hendricks is perfectly correct in her own diagnosis. Take it as a warning, a cry for humanity, or a simple plea for responsibility from the dark places of the Twilight Zone. As certain as death and taxes, we are told the meek will definitely inherit the earth. Perhaps, but not always. Consider, if you will, Mr. Archie Lochner, a well-known petty crook, sidebar 6-for-5er Shylock, registered coward, and owner of a yellow streak so vivid it could be slathered on a hot dog. Mr. Lochner was written out of the will when the meek were guaranteed their inheritance. And just now, he's trying to avoid another kind of payoff. A soulful payoff in that off-track betting parlor we call the Twilight Zone.
Cease your flight, you four-flushing fistfire! This is the second most ill-advised action you have ever taken, Archie Lochner, you miserable garment of human meat. The first was trying to make a bargain that would outwit me. I'm 32,000 years old, you human virus. Even among my peers in the fourth canonic order of demons, I'm considered a truly ghastly dinner companion. Did I mention I enjoy sucking the marrow from the living bones of idiots like you? Whatever made you think you could outwit the magnificence of Volker?
I still got 2 days. The contract ain't up for 2 days. Why is it you're tormenting me?
Because I'm a demon, you imbecile. I don't send singing telegrams. I torment. It's what I do. That's why I'm called a demon instead of the Easter Bunny.
2 days? You made the deal. You don't bug me for 2 days!
Bug you! Bug you! 2 days from now, I'll remember you mentioned bugs. Perhaps I'll turn you into one. A small, black, crawling bug. Not unlike the kind I spear with a claw, crack like a nutshell, and feed to my serpent mate, Diptha. She loves to be bugged.
You gotta help me! You gotta save me! My life is in your hands! It's gonna turn me into a bug, a thing that crawls, and then it's gonna eat me! No, it's gonna give me to his wife, his snake lady, and she's gonna eat me! So you better help me, because if you don't, it's gonna be all over for me!
Why don't you twist off his head, Mr. Lancaster, sir?
I perceive that you must be seriously deranged to burst in here unannounced, Archie, with half my boys looking for you. That is, unless you have secreted somewhere on your scrofulous body the $165,000, including today's interest at 750%, that you have owed me for 3 months, 3 weeks, and 4 days.
You gotta protect me, Mr. Lancaster.
I can do that, sir. I can twist off his head for you, Mr. Lancaster, sir.
Sit, Bork. Nino, before we have Gus and Bork reduce him to his component parts for shipment, would you be interested in hearing his tale of woe?
Calmly now, Archie. Tell us what seems to have unhinged you.
The 165 G's I got loaned from you, I needed it because I had to make this kind of deal with this demon. This thing with big teeth. He calls himself Volkerps.
A supernatural being.
Yeah, you got it. A creature of Stygian darkness, a denizen of the nether reaches, a monster from some nameless plane of witchcraft and horror. Yeah, you got it.
Bork. Twist his head off.
I ain't making it up, Mr. Lancaster. Honest, I ain't making this up. That thing's after me. He's right off there in the alley.
Go on.
Well, we made this kind of deal, me and this Volkerps. See, he gives me all the winners at Pimlico, Aqueduct, Santa Anita, Hawthorne, Liberty Bell, and Maywood, all in the same day, see?
In exchange for?
First refusal option on 51% of my immortal soul.
Things must be worse in hell than we know. Your soul's gotta be pretty grungy and soiled, kid.
They said good help was hard to come by. He mentioned doing windows and floors. What do I know?
Then you'd be able to pay me back in full, including the crippling interest rate. And you'd finally manage to extricate yourself from the nasty, brutish life that distinguishes you.
Well, that's how I suppose it will be. Yeah, sure. And pigs will fly, eh? I mean, he gave me all the winners, all right. 20, 30, 42 of them. And I bet them all, and they won. Each and every one of them. Except a few of them, they had strokes, and they died as they crossed the finish line. And a bunch of them got disqualified because it was full of dope. And 11 of them got scratched for bumping in the stretch. And on and on and on like that. Oh, sure. They all came in first, all right. And I lost every cent I got for you, Mr. Lancaster. And that's why I've been ducking your collectors. And that's why this Mr. Volkerps is going to come and take me away and eat me if you don't protect me.
Why should I bother, even allowing that this fantasy has a basis in fact?
Well, $165,000 plus the interest for 4 months, including next week.
Miss Thorne is my accountant, Archie. She makes a strong case for your continued existence, despite its truly distinguished wretchedness.
Then you believe me?
I believe that I believe you believe it. As the most powerful underworld figure in this great metropolis, I have managed to make cohesive sense of the rackets. Now I grow bored. Ennui fills my days and nights. Save for the joys of my association with Miss Thorne, of course. You've bought yourself a momentary reprieve through dint of sheer imagination, Archie. I won't have Gus and Bork dissect you. I will assist you. Already I feel heroic. Now tell me, how did you even go about locating a demon in these conservative climes?
Well, this is woman I heard about, supposed to have a strong in with the netherworld. I visited a couple of times. She set it up. I think she gets a commission.
I suggest we pay her a visit. Gus, the car, if you please.
Try to hurry, dear. We have dinner with the mayor tonight.
You are the impressive Cassandra Fishbein, trafficker in the black arts?
I'm a beautician, beauty technician, and cosmetologist. I got a license.
Miss Fishbein, my name is Nino Lancaster. I'm a business associate of Mr. Lochner here. He advises me you served as a go-between amanuensis, amicus curiae, for him and a personage named Valkerps.
I'm calling a cop.
Probably not. Very likely in my employ in any case. I ask your assistance voluntarily. Or perhaps I could ask my employee, Mr. Chaucer, to persuade you.
Hey, who the hell are you? Look. I'm just a poor businesswoman trying to make an honest buck in a world of kids hot for purple hair and shaved heads.
Ah, yes. Business. Have you ever considered the range of unexpected tragedies that could befall an unwary coiffeuse, whose insurance premiums, no matter how exorbitant, would not cover the mysterious mixing of DDT with her shampoos? Or the inconvenience resulting from perhaps, all of a sudden, the truckers who schlep said wares from the distributors decide they've lost the bills of lading, and said goods wind up in Beirut? Or the constituted authorities suddenly get it into their heads to toss the businesswoman's apartment for illegal and noxious substances, which would, I'm sure, result in said authorities discovering nickel bags of such vegetation and powders stuck down in the pillows of a sofa? Pardon my complex syntax, but I imagine you get my drift.
Well, yeah, I set it up for this guy, but I'm just sort of a clearinghouse for a select few demons and soul traders of a very high quality. There's this quota of souls they have to make each year just to stay in good with the boss, and I'm sort of a canvasser, a scout, to steer likely prospects.
Excellent. Here, you will set up a meeting with Mr. Valkerps for us.
When?
Now.
You're out of your mind. This Valkerps has a very ugly personality. He'd think I'd turn him. Are you trying to get me snuffed?
Have you ever considered how cold and uncomfortable it is being hung upside down on a meat hook in a freezer?
By all the Majas of Solomon's court, by the three-eyed moon of Astaroth, I call thee, Valkerps, to come forth.
Cassandra, I smell betrayal.
No, honestly, they made me call you. Get him. Do it, almighty Valkerps. Waste him.
First things first, Cassandra. The little rat human, he has 2 days. But you... Next.
You understand there? Pile! Pile!
What happened? Where's Nino?
I don't know. He's dead. He's gotta be dead. Valkerps came. Big. He was big and right there. He came straight from hell. He still stunk a rotten egg.
You left him? You ran?
He ran like hell. The thing just fricasseed the woman. Hit her with some kind of laser. It turned her into ashes like an old cigar.
Oh my God, Nino! Nino! All right. That means we have to consolidate our interests. Get the accounts transferred into the corporate name, begin amortizing the rolling stock, and make sure that none of the boys try to take over the territory.
Are you crazy? That thing's gonna fry us and eat us. It's coming!
Who's there?
Nino, open up.
You alone?
I said open the door, now.
Nino, honey, what happened? Can you walk?
Obviously.
Well, Is your body burned?
Get away!
It's going to be a little more difficult than I thought.
I'm doomed. If you can't take him, what chance have I got?
I didn't say it was impossible. I said it was going to be a little more difficult than at first I thought.
How'd she get away?
I dazzled him with fancy footwork. Okay, let's get to it. Gus, Bork, go see Nuncio at the docks. Have him talk to our people at the ship fitting operation. Get me 100 gallons of lead paint.
What color, boss?
Doesn't matter.
Well, it comes in battleship gray, you know, which is like your standard color. Maybe we can get him to mix up a special batch in some nice pastel.
Quiet! I don't care what color. Get gray, get anything, but get me 100 gallons with the highest lead content they can find. Then spray the inside of this office. Ceiling, floor, walls, windows, every inch of it, every corner. Then do it all over again. And when you're done, do it 10 times more. While they're getting the paint, you keep an eye on Archie. I've got a long trip ahead of me.
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just go and leave me here. Where you going? Where's he going?
Some things you don't want to know.
This is gonna save me?
I am not at the pinnacle of my profession for nothing, Archie. We have to wait till midnight. He'll come at midnight. Anybody who wants to go, do it now. Not you, Archie.
Here's looking at you, kid.
I'll give you one chance.
What?
Cancel the contract with Archie. Give him about $1 million to make up for what he lost at the track. Go slime back to your pit, and I won't kick the crap out of you. Hazel, the door. Archie, the patch.
I'm bleeding. I'm actually losing pus, ichor, and lovely slime.
You lousy twerp. Enough is enough. Submit. I order you by the power of Asmodeus, Belphegor, Belial, and the Toad of Death. Suppress thyself. Submerge, submit, suppress. Get your miserable, ugly backside into the box, you twerp. You lousy punk. I've had some small experience in these matters.
Is that how you got away from him in the beauty shop?
Mm-hmm. He got me a little, but he couldn't get me very much.
I'll rend you. I'll savage you. I'll shred you. I'll suck your bones dry as gas.
Listen, punk. You think you're the first slug from hell, all puffed up with hot air, who ever tried to muscle in on my operation? If you're wondering how I beat you, look around in there. You're small potatoes.
Papa? Papa, what are you doing in here?
You idiot. Oh, I know I shouldn't have left the family business in your inept claws. You're a fool.
Like father, like son.
You saved me. You saved me.
Yeah, I saved you. Now all you gotta do is make a deal with me. Business, Archie, is strictly business.
Oh, Archie. Poor Mr. Lochner. In that magical, mystical bookie parlor we call the Twilight Zone, there's an old, very old saying. Making a deal with a demon is seriously crazy. But making a deal with the master of demons, well, that's crazy as a soup sandwich.
I'll only be a minute.
David, we have a problem with the elevator.
Hey, no, wait!
Attention shoppers.
Galleria's closing, ma'am.
I know, but there's something I need to get tonight. It's very important. Please? I'll only be a minute, I promise.
Of course.
Attention shoppers, Santos is now closed. Please use the Galleria exit. It's that way.
Use the exit.
get everything?
Not exactly.
Sappner's is now closed. Please use the gallery exit.
All clear here.
Copy.
The Galleria is now closed. Please use the street exit. The Galleria will reopen tomorrow at 9 a.m.
Oh, God bless whoever.
Galleria's closed, lady.
Oh, I'll just be a minute, okay?
I think they're closed, ma'am.
Hello? Is your boss around? Is anybody home? May I help you? Yes. Oh, I'm so glad you're still here. I thought for sure I'd blown it. You know, you're about the only store in the Galleria still open? How may I help you? I'm looking for one of those cornfield kid dolls. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about.
They're very popular.
Oh, tell me about it. That's all I hear out of my landlord's little girl. That's who I want one for. Please tell me you still have one.
I do believe that we have a few left in the back for special customers.
Well, I don't know what makes somebody a special customer, but I'd really appreciate it if I could.
Wait right here. I'll get one for you.
Well, thank you.
Oh, Marcia.
Scared the life out of me. Please forgive him. I'm always reminding him not to disturb strangers. Do I know you? But the boy, he knew my name. You must be mistaken. No, just a second ago he said my name, Marcia.
Not Marcia. He must have said ma'am. Apologize for disturbing the nice woman and we'll go.
Take me with you when you go. Please. I'm ready.
Excuse us.
Wait, what did he mean?
Here you are, miss.
Oh, that woman and that boy. Who? Those two. There was a woman and a boy here not 2 seconds ago. They've got to still be in the store.
This'll be cash, miss.
Yeah. Oh, my landlord's kid is gonna do a backflip. You know, it's the least I can do for them. I moved in about a month ago. I didn't have any money for the first month's rent. I didn't even have a job. And he gave me the place anyway. And he gave me a lead on the job I got. And he's been a real doll.
So, you've enjoyed this past month?
Oh, yeah. New place, new job, new friends. Would you mind hurrying?
Of course. It was important to you that you pick up the doll tonight, wasn't it?
Oh, very. Jennifer's birthday's on Saturday.
But this is Wednesday. Why do you suppose it was so important that you come for the doll tonight?
Well, I don't know. I was sitting at home reading, and then all of a sudden I felt like I had to come to the mall tonight. I had to get it tonight. But why? I don't know.
I suppose your life this past month hasn't been at all like your life before, has it?
What do you mean?
What was your life like before this past month? For example, where are you from?
What?
Tell me. Are you from California? Or New York? Or Tennessee?
Well, I'm from, I don't remember.
Do you have any identification?
Of course, I have my temporary employee card from work.
But no driver's license, no social security card?
I just applied when I got the job.
What are your parents' names? Do you have any brothers or sisters? Where did you go to school?
Why are you doing this to me?
You don't remember, do you?
Remember what? My name is Marcia Cole, and I live at Artesia Apartments, and I work for Saratoga Thrift and Loan.
But that has all happened in the past month, hasn't it?
Yes, but I don't see what that has to do with anything.
Where were you before this past month, Marcia?
Why are you doing this to me?
Think, Marcia. Think.
Would you mind? How are you, Marcia?
Don't run, Marcia!
Marcia!
Oh, help me, you've got to help me. No! Oh!
Marcia. Marcia.
Marcia.
Marcia.
Marcia.
Marcia. No!
Marcia.
No!
Hi,
Marcia. No!
Don't be afraid, Marcia. Think. Think hard. Try to remember.
Marcia.
Marcia.
What do you want from me? Wait for me!
Marcia, open the door. Come on, Marcia. Marcia. Open the door.
Marsha.
Running yourself ragged. Marcia, you look so tired.
Marcia.
Marcia.
Please, Marcia.
Let me out. Please let me out. Let me go home.
Marcia.
Please, Marcia, stop running. Marcia.
What do you want from me?
We want you to think, to remember.
I don't want to think. I want to go home.
Marcia, you are home.
What is the matter with you?
I'm a mannequin. We all are.
No!
So are you!
Marcia, I'm waiting for you. We want you back, Marcia. We want you back. Don't be afraid. It won't hurt.
Marcia, come home, Marcia.
Marcia.
Stop this, Marcia.
We missed you, Marcia.
Please.
Don't be afraid.
Marcia. Marcia, welcome back. Don't fight it, Marcia. You had your turn to go out and experience the real world for a month. Now it's someone else's turn. It's only fair.
He's right.
Welcome to the Galleria. All of our shops are now open for business. We'll be open until 9 o'clock tonight. We'd like to remind our travelers that the Galleria offers 3 hours free parking.
Morning.
imagine standing forever still, unable to act, to speak, to touch a reassuring hand. If you were released from such a fate, even for a while, wouldn't you hope to forget?
I've been cut.
I have to watch that for infection, of course, but there's no serious muscle damage.
It's a good thing it was in my left hand. It's always been lazy. Kept me from becoming a Billy Joel.
Rick, would you say you're adjusting to prison life? Look, you don't have to answer my question.
No, it's all right. I'll answer your question. I'm adjusting fine, Doctor. I've got a swell room, a couple of great guys from roommates. We're redecorating. Getting a lot of exercise, too.
Yeah, well, that's not what I meant.
What do you mean?
You're not fitting in. Now, you got the white gang ticked off at you. And even though you play like Ray Charles, you hardly qualify for the black gang.
What am I supposed to do, stand around while some guy's getting knifed? Wouldn't make me any better than the rest of them, would it? In spite of what the jury said, I didn't kill anybody. I don't belong here. I'm not ever going to act like I belong here either.
Well, then, we're going to be seeing a lot of each other, you and I.
Then you better start sterilizing those needles.
Smart move, Frost. Yourself a little flesh wound. Yourself out of heavy work detail. Wish I thought of it. Eddie, another fish.
Thanks, man.
Got a leg?
You're Frost, huh?
Yeah.
Piano player? Knocked off your girlfriend.
She was my former girlfriend. They found her in a car that had been stolen from me, but I couldn't prove any of that.
You don't even look like a gun.
I got a parking ticket once.
Eddie O'Hara.
How you doing?
All right. Now, we got a job to do. We got to line up some chairs in the chapel.
Yeah.
For His Eminence the Bishop, he's going to say Mass next week.
Yeah.
If you had a piano or something, could you play Ave Maria, something like that?
Yeah, sure. Where the hell am I going to get a piano around here? What's the piano doing up here?
It's a gift from my old pal, Mickey Shaughnessy. Sent over right after he disappeared.
Mickey Shaughnessy, wasn't he some kind of gangster? Around Dutch Schultz, Al Capone, those guys?
Yeah, he was like those guys. But his territory was show business, vaudeville and bands and clubs. The Shamrock Club was his. He was a music lover now. He may have sent this piano over so the guys could gather around it and sing.
Didn't get much use, did it?
Eddie! Yeah, I'll be right with you. Talk to Max. Maybe we get this thing moved to the chapel.
Yeah, okay. Scott Joplin, Maple Leaf Rag. Printed in 1899.
Hey, Ricky. Why don't you come play some ball with us? Sorry, bad hand.
Leave him alone.
Thanks, I guess I owe you one.
Yeah, I guess so.
Eddie, you've been in here a long time, right?
Well, if you call 50 years a long time.
How do you get him to leave you alone?
I believe in the 11th commandment. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. But do it unto them first.
It's a hell of a way to live.
Yeah, but you live. I was a rough kid, traveled with a rough crowd. I almost got myself into big trouble. But I'll tell you something. I didn't kill that guy. Mickey framed me.
Shaughnessy was your old pal.
Yeah, he was. That was a long time ago. We had a problem. We were both in love with the same girl. Mickey said he'd make her a star. He even played piano for her when she sang in his clubs.
So he decided to eliminate the competition, right?
Listen, where'd you disappear to yesterday? Max and I were looking all over for you.
I'll tell you, Eddie, as soon as I figure it out myself.
You do that.
Remember, you owe me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's see if anything else does the trick. Over there, George M. Cohen. 1917.
From here, it would be, south from here.
Arkansas, Texas?
No, 103rd Street.
103rd Street?
Yeah. Say, let me buy you a beer and then you could play that song again.
Yeah, sure.
All right, 1 second.
Thank you.
Sure. Well, I'll tell you sure can play that thing.
So far, so good.
Damn it!
It was the weirdest thing that ever happened to me in my life. Both times I started playing one of those old songs and then boom, I'm right back in time, right? First I was in a park. The next time I was in some place called the Shamrock Club.
Mm-hmm.
It was the weirdest thing. I could taste the beer. I could smell the cigarettes. You think I'm nuts, don't you? Maybe. I keep thinking that if I could just pick the right music and the right year, I could stay there.
Hey, man, don't go by me. If I was smart, would I be working here?
Listen, I appreciate the needlework. I'll see you around sometime.
Hey, are you going somewhere?
I don't know. I hope so. Hey, Max, have you seen Eddie?
Hey, I got enough problems. Take care of everybody else.
Just tell him I'm looking for him, all right? Okay, let's do it.
Good idea.
You know, you never let me give you a real state panel welcome, Ricky. My only problem is deciding whether to kill you right now or just cripple you. You think you might be grateful to me if I let you live? Cards coming. Later, Ricky. Don't leave town.
Okay. See, way to be good. No, it's shaking the blues away. Shaking the blues away. No, it's there's someone to watch over me. 1928. That's good. Calvin Coolidge, flappers, bathtub gin. That's great.
Don't worry about Thompson. He's got the brain of a houseplant. How would you want?
I got this crazy idea. I don't know if it's going to work or not. What would you give to see Mickey Shaughnessy face to face again?
To see me?
Yeah.
I'd be willing to spend a year in hell. Why?
Put your hands on the piano.
Do what?
Put your hands on the piano. Here. Look, here. Look.
The Shamrock Club?
Yeah.
The Shaughnessy's place. Yeah. But these look new.
I know they're new because I was there yesterday, the Shamrock Club in Chicago. Now look, if I got this thing figured out right, all I gotta do is play the right tune, and you and I can be back in Chicago in 1928.
1928?
Ed, put your hands on the piano, it won't work.
Hey, look, kid, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. But when you've been in a slammer for 50 years, you don't believe in magic anymore.
I have to do this, Eddie.
So go ahead and do it. Be my guest.
Where's Jimmy?
Jimmy who?
The player from the Shamrock, the guy who was overpaying to be here tonight.
I don't know. I think he took sick. The union sent me over.
The union?
Yeah.
Shorty, make a note. I want to see Jimmy Melton over at the club tomorrow morning.
Jimmy, Shamrock, tomorrow. Got it, Mr. Shaughnessy.
Mickey Shaughnessy?
Yeah, who are you expecting, Babe Ruth? Hey, this is my house, and that's my piano you're trying to play.
I think he's doing a very good job, honey. And he's cuter than Jimmy, too.
Damn it. Shorty! Tomorrow morning I want you to get me one of them classy new pianos. What do you call them? Grand piano. From the club. And I want you to just get rid of this old cat house number.
Sure thing. What do you want me to do with it?
Why don't you just send it on over to Ellen's old friend O'Hara in the state pen? He'll appreciate the sentiment. Now, I'm gonna give you one more chance, buddy. I want to see some people dancing. So why don't you play that new Gershwin thing? It's wonderful.
Could you hum a few bars? I'm not sure if I know that one.
The song of the year and you don't know it?
No.
Why don't you show him how it's played, Mickey? I'm sure he'd appreciate the sentiment.
Move over. I can play it slow, Or a little bit more up-tempo?
You can dance, can't you?
Yeah, sure.
Don't worry about Mickey.
Hell am I?
Mickey Shaughnessy?
Who are you? Do I know you?
Don't you recognize me, Mickey? Eddie O'Hara. Your old pal.
Eddie O'Hara. Where am I? Tell me where I am.
You're right where you belong, Mickey. With me. Now, I'd like to be the first to give you a state pen welcome.
You know where Mickey went?
Yeah, I do. He went outside. He said he'd be gone for quite a while.
Oh, well, that wouldn't be the first time. Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. As a
Harry, Jason has to change. We're leaving.
Just 5 more minutes and bring down a cold beer, will you?
Harry, you've had 2 already.
I can count, Sally. Just bring down the beer.
Mommy, why does Daddy spend so much time down there?
I don't want you to worry about it, okay?
You're still too high. Relax.
Jason has to leave!
Better, much better.
My sister's expecting us before dinner, and it's a 2-hour drive. Better hurry, kiddo. Don't you think he's a little young, Harry?
The earlier they start, the better. I want everybody in his family to learn how to protect himself.
He's only 7 years old.
All right, lay off, will you? I don't see why you have to drag him all the way to Kansas City every time your sister gets lonely.
Jason loves to go. And what do you care? The way you hole up down there every weekend, you wouldn't know if we were upstairs or in the room. I miss her, Harry. She's about the only person I can talk to anymore.
Sal, you haven't told your sister about the shelter, have you?
No, of course not. I know how you feel about that.
You are never to tell anyone about the shelter. It's our family secret, just the four of us. Don't you ever forget that, Sal, not for a moment.
Mom?
Yes, Harry, I said I understood. Come on, kids, let's go. You coming by with the receipts later?
He said around 6:30.
Why don't you take him hunting this weekend like you used to?
Yeah, I just might at that.
Bye, Daddy.
Yeah. Jason, don't let your cousin push you around.
Sorry I'm late. Last minute rush. Old man Richter came in, wanted to buy a new clip for his automatic, and then a couple of hunters from Wheelerville needed ammo. Well, it's a good week all told. Hey, have you heard the news about this Middle Eastern thing? Oh, it's getting scary.
This evening, the fighting seems to be spreading.
Where's Sally and the kids?
I went up to Kansas City again to visit with her sister. I was just putting dinner in the microwave. Stick around, I'll pop in another one.
Just minutes
Great,
ago,
sure, thanks, Harry.
that the President and First Lady did indeed leave the White House by military helicopter half an hour ago. Tillman refused to disclose their destination, nor would he confirm that their departure has anything to do with the escalating crisis in the Middle East.
Well, I guess it's just like you predicted, Harry. The whole world's going straight down the old toilet.
Going? Ha! We're already in the toilet. Drugs, terrorism, pornography. It's worse than any war. Sally used to understand all that, but now she lives in a dream world. All she wants to do is turn my son into a mama's boy. Or worse. I tell you, Nick, I almost long for it.
What?
The bomb. It could put a lot of things right again. You and I, we don't belong in a world full of degenerate rock stars, hairdressers, bureaucrats. Sometimes I dream about it. Afterwards, starting over with my son in a purified world. In a world with all the scum burned off of it, with everything basic and simple.
I don't know, Harry. I can't imagine anyone wanting to live in a world with so much gone.
What would be gone? Just an ugly, screwed up world slowly being eaten up by pimps and cowards?
Yeah. But you'd have to survive a nuclear war now. There's not much chance of that now, is there?
Oh, it can be done if you plan on it.
You mean build a fallout shelter or something like that?
Fallout shelter wouldn't be enough. Not here. Dunston's only 4.5 miles from Wakefield Air Base, a prime target. Any shelter'd have to be deep and blast-proof.
Sure.
Nick, we've known each other since high school. You've been working in my gun store for 10 years. Hell, you're practically a part of the family. I think you deserve to be let in on a little family secret. The door's lined with lead. The walls solid concrete, 4 feet thick, completely radiation proof. These gauges give me outside temperature and humidity. That one monitors surface radiation. The shelter has sleeping, shower, and bathroom facilities for 5. Over here is the medical supply cabinet. All the water's pumped in by an indoor well. Power generators with a 300-gallon fuel tank. Air filtration system. Draws air from the outside, but through 30 feet of gravel and charcoal.
Harry, this is amazing. How did you do this and still keep it a secret?
Remember when I had the pool put in?
Oh, no.
That was my cover! I hired people from out of state. While half of them tore up the backyard, I had the rest of them dig this out. I told them it was for a wine cellar.
A wine cellar? You?
They were illegals. What did they know? I built everything else myself. No one knows it's here, not even my neighbors. Especially not my neighbors. My family. And now you are the only ones that know about this. And we're sworn to secrecy. Do you understand, Nick?
Yeah, Harry. I'm just flattered you'd let me in on it.
There's food and water here for 5 months. And, well, if something happens and there's time, you're welcome to join us here in the shelter.
Thanks, Harry. I don't know what to say.
Look, I saved this for last. A multi-band communication system. I'll raise the antennas. They're located under a concrete slab in the backyard that could push up through a ton of debris. It's to link me with other survivors afterwards. The neighbors think it's part of some elaborate satellite TV.
That was a live report aboard the aircraft carrier Nimitz, now in position in the Gulf of Sidra. Defense Department sources confirm that the armed forces have been placed on red alert and an emergency cabinet meeting is being held at an undisclosed location. The president has issued a statement in which he states unequivocally that
Stay here. Don't move. I have to make a phone call. I'll be right back.
Any escalation in the fighting. We go live now to John Shepard in our Moscow bureau with more on those alarming reports that many Russian cities are being evacuated.
Hello? Sure. It's Godzilla, king of the monsters. Hello?
Have you been watching the news? I want you to pack up the car and come home.
Are you crazy? We'd be driving half the night.
The whole country's about to blow up. I want you here.
Harry, every time there's a minor international crisis, you think we should barricade ourselves in the family tomb.
A little louder. I don't think they heard you in Iowa. Listen. If you're not out of there in the next 5 minutes.
You're drunk, aren't you?
No. Sally, wait, look. Send Jason back home. Put my son in a cab and send him back. I don't care what it costs.
He's afraid of you, Harry. He's staying here.
Sally!
It's happened. This is it! This is it!
The antennas, did you lower them?
Well, no, Harry, I don't know how. Oh my God!
Damn! That was our only connection with the outside. The shelter's completely radiation-proof. Even the radio waves.
I gotta get home. My parents.
Nick, you need me. Nick!
I get home.
Nick! Stop! Listen! Listen, you're not going anywhere! It was a direct hit on the air base! Listen to me! We're gonna have to stay down here until the radiation levels drop! At least a month! Look!
No!
Look, Nick!
No. Hey, Harry. There's someone up there. Someone's coming to rescue us.
Don't be ridiculous. Look at the radiation level outside. It's the walking dead up there. Survivors looking for food and water. You better pray that they don't find us. And I'm ready for them if they do.
Hey! Hey! We're down here!
Shut up, you idiot!
Hey! Oh, why? What the heck did you do that for, Harry? They could have saved us. They could have been anybody.
They were scavengers, not rescuers. If you'd have let them know we were here, they would have busted that door down and taken our food and killed us. Or we would have had to kill them. Don't you understand anything, damn it? Don't you understand anything?
I thought you said the radiation would go down after a month or so, Harry. It's been 3 months and it still looks the same.
You're not very good in tight spots, are you, Gatlin?
It's cold. Why is it so cold, Harry?
If you'd spend more time shaping up instead of pacing and moaning, you'd be a lot warmer. We've got to be ready for whatever it is we find out there. "10 months and the radiation is just as high. Man, they must have really cut loose up there. Kansas City, Topeka, LA, Paris, Moscow, all gone. No wonder we don't hear any more noises. Must be like trying to live in a microwave oven. Your parents, my son, all dead. In a war like this, they didn't have a chance."
You know, Harry, deep down inside, I don't even think you give a damn. You love all this.
Gatland, you haven't got the guts or will to survive. I'm sorry I didn't realize that before I asked you in.
What the hell is the point of surviving in a dead world?
A better world, you'll see.
I doubt it. You come to hate everything eventually, Harry. I don't even know why I'm trying to stay alive.
That's simple. You're afraid to die. You've always been afraid of everything. I should have known better. For years, I gave you work. I took you on hunting trips. I tried to make a man out of you. It's not possible.
You're right. You're right. And now all I have to do is to find the guts to choose how I want to die and who I want to die with.
You're not doing anything. You're hysterical, Gatland. And I've had as much of your whining as I can take.
Nick! I can't open the door. What's the code, Harry? Let me in, please. Harry! Let me in!
Nick! Can you see anything moving?
God, Harry, it's horrible. There's no daylight anymore. It's freezing. There's nothing but mountains of garbage. The whole town is gone. I've been crawling around for hours waiting for the sunlight, and it never comes. The air smells like burnt plastic. I feel sick, Harry. Let me in.
I can't. You're contaminated. If I let you in, you'd only kill us both. I'm sorry, Nick. It was your decision.
No! I didn't mean it, Harry! So help me God, please! If you let me in, I'll be fine! Please, Harry! Please let me in! Harry, let me in! Let me in! Let me in! Harry! Please! Let me in! Let me in!
It's been a year since the tragic accident at Wakefield Air Base. That horrifying day when one of our own nuclear cruise missiles detonated without warning in the bomb bay of a B-1 bomber as it was preparing to take off, instantly leveling the small town of Dunston, Kansas. The world will never forget the shock, destruction, the appalling loss of life. A shock that many now feel pulled the world back from the brink of war. When the decision was made to bulldoze the highly radioactive ruins into as compact an area as possible and seal them under this vast radiation-proof dome, no one could have foreseen how sacred a shrine it would become. For the Peace Dome, as many call it today, has become the world's most powerful and enduring monument to the utter folly of war. Each month, hundreds of thousands of visitors come from all across the country and from around the world to get a first-hand glimpse.
Mommy, is that where Daddy is buried?
Yes, dear, that's where Daddy is buried.
spectroscopic readings indicate that the atmosphere is a perfect chemical equilibrium, predominantly carbon dioxide with traces of methane and ammonia.
Now, what gives the atmosphere that sickly yellow color?
Iron oxides from the rusting cities.
And the sensors show no life form whatsoever?
Nothing. Not even the presence of simple amino acids in the oceans. The last reconnaissance was right. It's a dead world.
There was a name for this one in one of the old languages, wasn't there, Professor?
Yes. It's Earth. They called it Earth.
Not much left after 1,000 years, is there? Donald, Earth was stripped of artifacts long ago. What are you looking for?
Oh, I don't know. Feeling. Sense of place. What it must have been like to live here when the skies were blue and the oceans green with plankton. Too many historians never get to see the things they write about. Thank you, Jacinda, for getting me on this mission. A very kind gesture for an old academic.
Not that kind. And not that old. Good luck, Donald, because in 4 days, I'm going to have to give word for the mining vessels to move in and extract whatever is salvageable. And when they do, there'll be precious little left of your Earth.
Archer? Bledsoe, did you hear that?
Hear what? You got a problem, Professor?
No, no problem. I'll see you back at the ship in about 3 hours. No doubt.
Donald, you're up late.
So are you.
data log. There's still a treasure trove of minerals on this planet. The inhabitants pretty well bled her dry of all the fossil fuels. There's a wealth of basalt, iron, uranium.
You know, it was really quite a beautiful planet. An amazing variety of flora. Climates ranging from the temperate to the tropical, from the Arctic to desert. This is where it all began, Jacinta. This is where we began.
How did it happen, Donald? How did the planet end up like this?
Greed, stupidity, the usual catalog of sins. They used refrigerants that slowly ate away the ozone layer. They burned the tropical rainforests to make way for farmland, using the ashes for fertilizer, and entire species simply vanished forever from the earth. By the time they poisoned the whole biosphere, they had the technology to leave it behind. So they fled into space and cast the earth aside like a half-eaten apple.
And with humanity gone, the biological change has collapsed.
You know the irony of it? The Earth today is almost exactly as it was millennia ago, before the very first rainfall. And for millions of years there had been no rain. Then when the Earth cooled enough, rain fell, delivering nutrients to the oceans, and life emerged. And here we are. Here we are. Returned to commit the final indignity on the planet that nurtured us. Here to put the knife to her one last time.
Our ancestors killed this world, not us. The law prohibits us from mining any living world, only dead ones. Like it or not, Donald, Earth is a dead world now. And there's nothing we can do about that. Except, I suppose, be grateful that we finally learned our lesson.
Do you remember us now, Professor? You won't be needing your helmet anymore, Professor. The air is breathable. We sort of used a part of our etheric energy to change the molecular structure of the gas.
We've been waiting so long. Why did you leave us?
Are you back to stay? All of you?
Where are the others? Will they follow in more ships? Yes, where are they? When are they coming?
My God. All of you. You're...
The ones you left behind. All the souls that ever were. All the ones that stood and watched as your ships vanished forever from our sight. All of us that couldn't follow.
We never knew. We never knew that you even existed.
Didn't you? Didn't a part of you always know?
Why is it so important to you to follow us?
You're our children, our future, our immortality. Since time began, we've walked among you, sharing in your triumphs, your despair. But now,
Now there's nothing. No children, no future. Just a ruined playground you left behind.
It doesn't have to be this way. You can follow us, our ship.
Your ships warp space in ways we can't. Those of us who have tried have come back disfigured or insane. It's a large universe, Professor. And not nearly as benign as you living like to think it is.
Well, then, what can I do?
Put your helmet back on. I know why you're here. Not you personally, but your ship, your crew. We're shadows. We're helpless to stop them, but you have to do something. You have to explain to them that this planet still contains life of a sort, that this Earth, ruined and gutted as it is, it's all we have left. Please, don't let them take it away from us.
Donald, you can't be serious. Do you know what Archer and Bledsoe would say if they could hear you?
All I'm asking is for you to keep an open mind. Now, give me a chance and I'll prove it to you.
Prove to me that Earth is some sort of haunted planet? How?
Jacinda, you were always my best pupil. Let me teach you one last thing. Hello? I've brought someone. Someone who can help. Please. Let us see you. Please. It's all right. She has to see you. She has to know.
Donald.
For God's sake, she can help. Why are you doing this? Please. Let us see you.
Donald, that's enough. Don't.
Damn you! Show yourself!
Donald! It's my fault. I knew what this planet meant to you. I shouldn't have invited you along to watch it be. Why don't I just forget we ever came here, all right?
What are we doing? What were you doing?
Oh, Donald, how could you do this to us? To all of us?
I swear. The last thing I remember was being asleep in my cabin. It was them. Don't you see it? It wasn't me, it was them.
He's crazy. I told
Mr. Bledsoe, kindly shut up. Mr. Archer, please assess the damage to the sensor web and then raise Central on subspace. Tell them we'll be returning Dr. Knowles to Outpost 12. Medical emergency. We'll also be staying over for repairs and then we'll be back to finish our assignment.
You cowards! You liars! Show yourselves! I dare you to show yourself to me!
Back to your ship, Professor. You might as well.
Because if I don't, you'll just take over my body and make me go, won't you?
That's right.
You wanted me to make a fool of myself. You wanted me to be shipped back to civilization. And you'd come with me, wouldn't you?
Please understand, Professor, there's no other way. We can't travel through warp space in this form, but in yours, that's a different matter. You can serve as a beacon to the others, showing them the way.
And me? What happens to me, my body, when you're done with it?
I'm not sure. I have to merge myself fully with your body in order to weather the journey. I'll try to leave it once we get there, but...
You don't know if you can.
Please try to understand. All we want is to reclaim our future.
Your future? You don't deserve a future. Any of you. We may have fled the Earth once it became uninhabitable. But you were the ones who made it that way. You could have saved it. You could have done something, every one of you. But you didn't. Did you? How many of you thought you'd be on one of those spaceships fleeing the dying Earth? How many of you thought you'd escaped, but died before you could?
What you say may be true, but it's over and done with long ago. There's nothing we can do about it now.
Isn't there? You changed the air in this building from methane to oxygen, from poisonous to breathable.
That's a different matter. This is a small, controllable environment. We're talking about a planetary scale. And even if we could, we might lose our consciousness, our awareness.
Like you propose to do to me. Cowards. You're still the same cowards who let this planet die, aren't you? Go ahead. Take my body, my life. Save yourselves. At least, I'll know that when my time comes, I can die with a hell of a lot more courage and dignity than you. Come in.
We're about to lift off. I told Central that you requested medical leave. Stress reaction to space travel. It's not uncommon. The damage to the sensor web was minimal. I didn't log your actions yesterday.
I appreciate that.
You're looking better. Rested.
Yes, you might say that I'm expecting to be a new man once we leave the planet. Just send it. If I should not see you again after this, I just want you to know that I'm grateful for the chance you gave me and for your friendship and for...
What's that?
I don't know. It sounded like thunder.
Well, it's impossible. The atmosphere is at equilibrium. There can't be any.
It's raining.
It can't be. What the hell is going on? Is that really rain?
Not just water either, but amino acids, nutrients raining into the ocean.
Good God, I'm getting life form readings in the oceans.
Well, that's impossible. It takes thousands of years for even the simplest life form to develop.
It's as if something is accelerating evolution somehow. I don't know how, but...
This can't be right. I mean, the sensors must be out of alignment after yesterday's damage.
Oh my God, he's right. The ocean's suddenly swarming with cyanobacteria.
Cyano what?
Cyanobacteria was the first complex organism to evolve on the Earth. And it led the way for all life forms to come, including us. Does this mean what I think it means?
What it means is we're out of a job.
I don't know if you can hear me anymore. Maybe you can't. But we'll be back. I promise. Someday we'll be back.
He's crazy. That's what he is. A loony. A nutcase. A genuine wacko.
Uncle Edgar is always looking for things. Things like 3 paper clips or a chrome coat hanger.
Or 1 patent leather tap shoe.
He rummages through trash cans. He goes to garbage dumps.
He's always bothering my other tenants. One day it's bicycle spokes. Then it's baseball cards. And who do the tenants complain to? Yours truly.
He won't let anybody into his apartment. Not even his own niece.
All that junk he's collecting, it's a fire trap.
He could hurt himself.
And other people. Namely, me.
He needs your help.
Yesterday, he wanted a yo-yo. By 6 o'clock. And last week, pieces of broken dolls. Heads, arms, legs.
Please do something, Doctor. Please, for his sake. And ours.
Of course.
His bell don't work.
Mrs. Milligan.
I think he's disconnected it. Down there, in the basement.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks anyway, Mr. Pilchick, but I already found a brass thimble. You're not Mr. Pilchick.
I'm Dr. Jeremy Sinclair. May I talk to you, Mr.
Some other
Witherspoon?
time, perhaps. I have to look for a doll's head.
One old man in a private world of irrational urgencies. For Dr. Jeremy St. Clair, an all too common sight. But Edgar Witherspoon is a most uncommon old man with a secret that reaches out to the four corners of the earth, as the good doctor is about to discover.
Your niece. She worries about you.
She's a very nice woman, so tell her not to worry. See, a simple solution. Thanks for coming. It's been a pleasure meeting you, but I have to get on with my work.
Your work?
I bet you'd like to know what it is, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Wrong answer. You see a doll's head here anywhere?
You mean like that?
Ah, too big. Also brunette. I need blonde, and I need it in 5 minutes.
And, what for?
You want Santa Barbara to fall into the ocean? Then stand aside, sir. Stand aside. Just in the nick of time. No time to lose.
Mr. Witherspoon.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't be rude. You've come all this way to see me.
May I come in?
And it was so nice, a pleasure meeting you. Tell my niece hello. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to stop the shaking in Santa Barbara.
Mr. Witherspoon.
On your way out, could you dump this?
Good afternoon, Doctor. Did you see Uncle Edgar?
Yes, this morning.
Well?
I wouldn't exactly call it a long conversation.
But long enough to realize that he's...
Oh, absolutely. On the other hand, Mr. Witherspoon appears happy and quite harmless.
Harmless? He pesters strangers on the street. He runs after garbage trucks. That is far from harmless. Somebody saw him take a baby's bottle out of its carriage. I'm afraid he'll get arrested next time. Doctor, I will sign anything. Cooperate in any way I...
All right, maybe I'll have another chat with him, and a longer one, and see if I...
A small earthquake tremor was felt shortly before noon today. The force was enough to rattle dishes and a few nerves, but no injuries
Did you hear
were
that?
reported.
What?
There was something about it. Sorry, it was nothing. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll call you as soon as I can.
Thank you very much.
Acid rain is affecting the northern lakes even more than scientists.
Mr. Witherspoon?
Go away. I'm not home.
It's Dr. Sinclair. I was here last week, you remember?
Sorry, I wasn't home last week either.
Mr. Witherspoon, I could legally force you to open this door to me. Is that what you want?
You're a curious one.
Odd, you mean?
I mean nosy.
I'm paid to be nosy. Curious, I mean.
Really? Don't you think that's odd? Most people are curious for nothing. That's very nice for you. Are the hours good?
Mr. Witherspoon, why do you collect dolls' heads, shoes, paper clips?
I can't afford Rembrandts. What? Oh, no. Oh, no. As usual, it's been lovely. Please don't call again.
I may have to. And next time it might not be so lovely. You understand what I mean, Mr. Witherspoon? Wouldn't you rather invite me in of your own free will?
You must. You must. Be very, very careful where you walk. That was a close shave.
This is very interesting, Mr. Witherspoon. What is it?
This? This is the only thing that keeps the world from going poof.
Now, let me understand you clearly, Mr. Witherspoon. You say that this is what keeps the world from going poof?
And it's not easy. Most things are nearly impossible to find. Where would you look for a escape key?
Oh, I can't imagine.
I found one, though. You think that's crazy?
Well...
You wouldn't by any chance have a business card, would you?
Oh, yes, of course.
That was an easy one.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time. I've seen more than enough.
I used to be an engineer. Earned lots of money. Then I retired. Worst mistake I ever made. Life was so damned boring. And then the voice spoke to me.
Oh, you also hear voices?
You too?
Please, tell me about it.
I was sitting in the park one day feeding the pigeons, and suddenly, there it was, the voice. Edgar, it said, have you ever been to England?
Oh, yes, why?
No, that's what the voice asked me. Edgar, it said, in the heart of Big Ben, there is a pendulum that tells the clock how fast to tick. At the bottom of the pendulum, on top of the big weight, there's a stack of pennies. Every so often, they take one off. The clock speeds up. Or they put one on, the clock slows down. The pennies change the balance just a little, but enough to keep the whole mechanism running perfectly.
So, what you have here is some kind of clock.
Of course not. Why would I build a clock? $3, any drugstore. Doesn't lose 10 seconds in a year. Anyway, the voice said, Edgar, the world is a funny place. Little wars here, big wars there, volcanoes going off, storms, tornadoes, a terrific amount of noise and bother. You have to build something that will keep the world from going too far, maybe even going poof. What the pennies do for Big Ben, this does for the world.
Who do you think it is who's speaking to you?
Well, sometimes I think it's God. And then I think, no, God would have a deeper voice. Would you care for a prune, Doctor?
Oh, no, thank you. I was just leaving.
But you've just arrived. Oh, careful! I have no idea how the thing works. All I know is that the voice tells me what it needs, and I get it.
Goodbye, Mr. Witherspoon. You keep up the good work.
We could call it a sculpture. Would that make my niece happy? What? Oh, no. If you happen to run across an old tuba, would you bring it by? I need it in 2 hours. Cynthia, don't do this to me.
Uncle Edgar, please. It's just for 3 days while they observe you.
It's too long. It has to be maintained, kept in balance.
Mr. Witherspoon, you hear voices. That isn't normal. You must understand that.
You hear voices, too.
No, healthy people do not hear voices.
You hear mine, don't you?
It's not the same thing.
Why, what's the difference between a sane man hearing a crazy voice and a crazy man hearing a sane voice? Maybe the truth is somewhere in the middle. You don't understand the risk you're taking. I knew it. There goes Tatoa.
What's Tatoa?
A tiny island in the South Pacific. What time is it?
3:17.
At 3:17 in the afternoon, Tatoa became history because of you. Please, well, there's still time.
It'll take me days to clean up this junk.
Keep her away from it. Remember Tatoa.
Classic psychosis. Tired, feeling useless, he created a typical delusion of grandeur that he was vital to the world's survival.
Poor Uncle Edgar. You will take good care of him, won't you?
Mideast stalemate continues. Congress passes Transportation Act. And in the South Pacific, the tiny island of Tatoa is destroyed by a tidal wave. Details on this and all the news in an hour.
Did he say Tatoa? Yes, the number for the Chronicle, please. Thank you. Hello, I want to check on a news story. I just heard something on the radio about a tidal wave destroying an island. Yes, that's it. Are there any details? Really? I don't know. When? This afternoon? I mean, exactly what time? Thank you. Miss Walker!
Yes, Doctor.
Tatoa was destroyed at 3:17 this afternoon.
Is that bad?
Last week, Santa Barbara was hit by an earthquake. I'm not taking any chances. Oh, my God. The landlady. She'll destroy it.
Santa Barbara?
Get Mr. Witherspoon released immediately. Drive him home. You personally, as fast as you can.
Touch a thing! You didn't, did you? You haven't touched anything or moved anything.
Not yet. Why?
Because this is the creation of a disordered mind. And by studying it, analyzing it just exactly as he left it, I can come to a deeper insight into Mr. Witherspoon's problem.
He's a loony. What else do you have to know?
No. It's not that simple.
I can't rent this place with garbage in it.
All right. I'll rent it.
You?
Yes. I'll give you double what you're getting. I'll be up later with a check. Thank you, Mrs. Milligan.
He's escaped.
Excuse me. Hello?
Mr. Witherspoon! Mr. Witherspoon!
Should I call the cops?
No. Everything's going to be fine. Mrs. Milligan.
got a handkerchief?
Oh, yes. Yes, right away.
Thanks. That lady had me dressed so fast, I left mine behind.
Mr. Witherspoon, I don't know how to begin to apologize. Nothing in my training had prepared me for a case like yours.
Well, nice meeting you.
Where are you going?
Away, finally, after 11 years.
But what about Puff?
The voice spoke to me while I was in your hospital. It said, Edgar, have you ever been to Miami? I said, no, but I used to think it would be a nice place to retire. Go for it, the voice said. You're off duty.
You mean all this isn't necessary anymore?
Sure it is. It's absolutely essential. The world still has to be kept in balance.
So who's going to... I mean, look, it needs adjusting already. Ping-pong ball in there by 7:13.
Well, I guess we solved that little problem. I'd get cracking if I was you.
Impossible. I refuse.
Jeremy, really, you'll grow to like it. Give it a chance. So long. Don't take any wooden nickels. Unless you really need them, of course.
Mr. Witherspoon! Please, Can you help me? Do you know where I can find a tambourine?
If in the next few months you notice that there's been a spate of catastrophes or things are just not going right, remember that Edgar Witherspoon's replacement is learning how to make some precise adjustments. Don't worry. His education will not last long, and then you might give thanks to a physician whose practice extends to the well-being of the entire planet. Dr. Jeremy St. Clair offers a unique form of preventative medicine found only in the Twilight Zone.